doing to all of my motivators family? This is Marlene Motivates, and I am your life coach. Welcome to today's conversation and podcast. Today, we're talking about some survivor support. I have done a survivor support before, and this is another episode. Today, we're talking about when you have a narcissistic parent. Um, I have not had a narcissistic parent, but I know that many people have. So, this is a very important conversation. A narcissistic parent is a parent with narcissistic personality disorder or narcissism that develops and it affects their parenting style. Hey, Lara, how are you doing? Welcome. They may view their children as extensions of themselves, and they are threatened by their children having independence. And that can be a really big deal as a survivor of having a narcissist as a parent, because as a child, you're going to get older. You're going to have your own opinions and personalities and want to be different. But if you have a narcissistic parent, or just a narcissist in general, it's somebody who's very controlling and manipulative, and we have to be so very careful in distancing ourselves from people like that, because a lot of things can happen when you deal with a person who's a narcissist. So another part about when you have a narcissistic parent, there can be a really big negative impact. Like, they really don't think about how this is going to affect their children's self esteem and development. They will make everything about themselves, and they will make you, as a child of a parent who is a narcissist, they will make you feel like something's wrong with you if it's not about your mother or your father. That is always about them. It can never be about you. It can never be about how you feel. It can never be about what you're going through. It's always, always, always your mother or your father. It's about them in every aspect. So anything that causes the the limelight to be off of them, um, any time where maybe you start to really figure it out, like what they're doing. Oh, they're playing games with me, or they're doing something to bring drama so that they can play the victim role. And that is what a lot of people who are narcissists, they feed on that negative energy. They feed on negativity. They feed on drama. They feed on trying to be the victim. They feed on always making it seem like you are wrong and making you feel guilted into doing things for them. So we're going to talk about three, four, five, six, seven, eight things that a narcissistic parent can do. Okay, so the number one thing is that a narcissist is going to be self-absorbed. That's one thing that we cannot get away from. And while I'm talking about a narcissistic parent, this can apply to anybody in our life that is a narcissist. You can have a narcissist in any relationship. It can be romantic narcissist, you can have sibling narcissists, you can have friend narcissists. There's all sorts of narcissists, but in any way, a narcissist is number one self-absorbed. Everything is about them. They make everything about them. They focus all they may focus all family attention on themselves, and a lack of empathy, because it's all about them. They don't care about other people's feelings, what that person may be going through and dealing with. It's only about what they personally want, not what you want, not what you need. And why that can hurt you when it's coming from your parent, because you may be looking for empathy. You may be looking for their support and their energy and their, compassion. And there is not going to be any compassion when you are dealing with a narcissist. uh, so that self-absorbed thing, why that hurts you as a child of a narcissist, it's because it's not natural. you know it's a normal thing as a parent to basically empty yourself and do everything to make your child happy, encouraged, feel supported, and you don't get that, and that hurts a lot. So that's why this is survivor support, because there's a lot of times where we need support and we need encouragement. So we have to have these sort of conversations to let us know that we're not the only one. You're not the only one. I'm not the only one. But together and having conversations, we can come to the conclusion that um, we weren't wrong about our parents. You weren't wrong about your parent, and that you can get through this. But you can't dwell on what they talk about and what they say and their control and all of that, because they're very self-absorbed. So the next one is that they're very controlling. Many people who are narcissists want to control you. They want to control you, and they make so much threats to their children. A lot of controlling behavior. They want to control what you think about. They want to control who you're around, who you talk to, what you think about yourself, because it's all about them. And that hurts a lot when you have a parent that is very controlling about you. They don't want you to have freedom to express yourself. They want you to be silenced because it has to be what they think about you. And most of the time they make fun of you. They make fun of you, make you feel like you're nothing, you're nobody. So that can really bring a lot of damage and trauma to you as a child, in expecting, hey, this is my mom or my father, but they don't care about me. They're not supportive of me. They don't encourage me. So that can be very hard to deal with. And another part of having a narcissistic parent is that they're very critical. Very critical. Like everything you do, they'll take it apart. They're not going to, a narcissistic parent isn't going to say, you're doing a good job. They're proud of you. Don't ever expect that from having a parent or anybody who is around you and they are a narcissist. They're going to blame their children for everything that goes wrong. If they have a headache, if they lose their job, they're not going to take accountability. They don't believe in, narcissists don't believe in accountability. They only believe in what is it that they can get the attention. How can I take this, turn it around, get some pity, get some sympathy for something that I did? And they can be very critical when it comes to their children. And that's so hurtful. If you have had a parent that is a narcissist and they are very self absorbed, very critical, always talking about you, putting you down, making you feel like nothing, boy, that's really tough. Many days feeling sad, and trying your best to get attention from other people, because a narcissistic parent is not going to be there for you and listen to you and encourage you and build you up. They're actually going to do the opposite. What they're going to do is put you down. What they will do is play the victim, and, oh, I thought I was a good parent. Like, don't play the mind games. But they are very good at controlling behavior, control everything about you, who you're around, who you talk to, who is your friend, and they don't want to see you happy. Why? Because most narcissists are not happy. They're very unhappy, very miserable, and they want to control you, break you down, and make you feel bad about yourself. And that's just not going to work. As a person who is has that as a parent, you have a narcissistic parent, and They don't want you to be happy. They don't want you to have friends, and especially they don't want you to have anybody besides them. They never want you to be in a relationship. They don't want you to have friends. They will always pick everybody apart because they only want you to have them in their life. If it's your mother or it's your father, and they try to label as they just want to protect you, and it's not protection. They only want your time. They only want you to be around them and listen to them. They don't want you to have other people to be around and to make you happy. They don't think about your happiness and the things that you may be going through. They don't ever reach out and say, how do you feel? What are you going through? That's not within a narcissist to be able to be supportive and to be happy for you. I just got one more point and I'm going to get out of here. So, having a narcissistic parent also means they are very entitled. You know, they feel that they know everything and you know nothing. They can never be wrong. They're very unreasonable. They make unreasonable demands. They demand your time, your energy, this. They want everything for you. Of course, because I'm your mother or your father, I gave you life. I did everything for you. Why can't you do this for me? And it goes on forever. Any occasion, they will try to ruin it. They try to ruin your friendships, ruin your romantic relationships, cause you to lose your job. They don't want you to have anything good going in your life. They don't want you to have education. They don't want you to have a nice home. You cannot do better than them. You have to be beneath them, below them. They have to be able to control you. They don't want you to have friends. So that entitled sense of being, having a narcissistic parent is terrible. And it makes you feel like, why can't I ever have love and affection from my parent? Why? But it happens. And we can't blame ourselves, you know, and you shouldn't blame yourself. Anybody who's watching this and you have a narcissist as a parent, or whether they are alive or not, it still causes you to think about things that they did and the ways that they treated you, knowing that you don't deserve it. And I have one more thing that I want to talk about when it comes to having a narcissist as a parent. They do a lot of gaslighting, you know, teasing you, mocking you, bullying you, you know, saying all kinds of things to try to get you to feel bad about yourself. They say all sorts of things that involves judgment and guilt and manipulation and control. So it's not okay, but just knowing that this is what a narcissistic parent does. Don't blame yourself for what they do, for what they say, how they treat you. It's most definitely not your fault. Okay? This has been Survivor Support. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this conversation helped somebody. I'm going to be doing more and more shorter live streams, so it will be easier for people to watch the playback. This is Marlene Motivates, your life coach. If you are new here, feel free to subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and join my channel membership for member only perks. And I will see you guys on the next one.